while we were here, we are very disturbed by what is coming out of our capital city. The demolitions at 4 o'clock at Gikomba market are inhuman, they are disheartening, and we condemn them unreservedly. Why on earth would you want to disturb people at 4 o'clock in the morning if you are doing anything lawful? And yet we remember it was at that same Gikomba where William Ruto the other day went and said he was putting there a market. So this inhuman treatment of Kenyans by an uncaring administration of Kenya Kwanza needs unreservedly to be condemned. We stand with the people who are affected. We will insist on compensation and whatever. I remember, in fact, when we last visited Gikomba, Wakili Njiru had obtained a court order stopping them from carrying out those demolitions.
Finally, let me also join the Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka in expressing disgust and horror at what happened in the middle of the night at Gikomba. When we were campaigning with William Ruto, I was running it. We made a firm undertaking to the people of Kenya that in the new administration, demolitions and evictions will never happen. And if they have to happen, the people being evicted must first be relocated to their new places of occupation. We also did agree that no demolition and eviction will ever be done at night. I started differing with William Ruto, our second year in office, when he went against what we had agreed and started a systematic program of evicting people from their land and from where they have lived for life. What happened last night is inhuman, it's brutal, it's unacceptable, it is persecution of small traders. And we ask him, William Ruto, we know, we understand your frustration that Kenyans want to send you home to be a one-term president. But why are you at war with the Kenyans? You are at war with the Kenyans. Why do you release policemen and other people with such vicious brutality in the middle of the night to persecute the people of Kenya? The purported arrest of Sakaja was diversionary. It was a red herring. It was meant to divert attention as cruel and inhuman actions were being planned by William Ruto and the police. I want to ask the traders to take heart and to appreciate that difficult as things are, our day is coming. And we have a date with William Ruto next year on the 10th of August. And we must put an end to these inhuman and brutal acts against innocent Kenyans who are trying to eke out a living. Aden Duale did challenge me to give information and facts as to what I said. And I've seen he was busy the whole night crying. Let him stop crying. He needs to preserve those tears because what is coming is much more. Before the launch of SHA, NHIF had proposed that they be provided with 800 million Kenya shillings to create a new system, to upgrade the system that they had, to make it compliant to the present times. Instead, William Ruto, with a scheme to loot funds from the people of Kenya, scrapped off NHIF and brought SHA. And a system was procured at a cost of 104 billion Kenya shillings. NHIF had indicated that they only needed 800 million Kenya shillings to upgrade the system. A consortium was created, and in this consortium there was Apero Limited with 59.85% shares. This Apparel is associated with Adani. Then Safaricom Kenya Limited, 22.56%. Then Convergence Network Solutions Limited with 17.89%. Aden Duale did ask me to provide details from the registrar of companies showing that his name is not there. He thinks Kenyans are full. His name cannot be there. The director is Abdullahi Abdi Sheikh, who is a proxy of Aden Duale. Duale, you cannot ask us to produce a CR12 showing your name. We know you. Abdullahi Abdi Sheikh is the same with Aden Bare Duale. They are one and the same. This consortium procured the system from Savannah Informatics at a cost of 1 billion Kenya shillings. The rest of the money, 103 billion, was stolen by Ruto and Duale and company. The whole system costed 1 billion shillings, which is more or less what the defunct NHIF had proposed because they had put it at 800 million. The server for this system is hosted in the United Arab Emirates. In fact, Shah has no IT department. IT experts from the defunct NHIF were relocated to Dubai, where they are running this system. Every second of the month, Convergence Network Solutions Limited receives 600 million, and Aden Duale makes sure that they are paid promptly without failure, because this is money that they are stealing from the people of Kenya. And it's a shame that hospitals have rendered services to patients across the country have not been paid, and they are owed billions of shillings. But this company owned by Duale is paid on the 2nd of every month. And what is even more interesting, to conceal their intentions, this money is paid through Digital Health Agency, whose executive chairman is Silas Matwa. Silas Matwa is a business partner of William Ruto and runs Amaco Insurance on his behalf. So this theft in Shah is a scheme by William Ruto and Aden Duale. Why is the money paid through Digital Health Agency, whose executive chairman is Silas Matwa? It's to conceal the movement of funds so that it looks like it's government to government. So what we are saying is that Shah was never conceived to be a program to help the people of Kenya. It was a conduit to steal funds from the people of Kenya. I did say in Kirinyaga on Sunday that Shah, that monster created by William Ruto to rip off the Kenyan nation, we have credible information from experts that it will collapse within 6 months. Since then, Aden Duale has been ranting and writing tweets after every 5 minutes the whole night and posting videos crying that all is well. From our first rally in Tower all the way through Gikomba to Wote, I did ask a question to the people of Makueni whether Shah is working, and the answer was no. Yet Aden Duale keeps on saying that Shah is working. But we are on the ground, and our work is to listen to the ground. The people of Makueni, like the rest of Kenyans, know that Shah is a failure. And Shah will collapse because it was not a program to sort out health insurance, but a scheme to rip off the people of Kenya.
We got very sad news about what happened in Gikomba last night. As lawyers, we know that certain operations, including enforcement of court orders, must be done within specified hours. They cannot be carried out during ungodly hours. We saw what happened in Gikomba yesterday. We saw what happened at Dari, Honorable Tuju's place, people raiding private property at 3 o'clock, very ungodly hours. And all this points out, apart from what happened at Nairobi Hospital, a private enterprise being taken over by a so-called patron, all this points out to the need to reset this nation and set our feet back on the path of the rule of law and constitutionalism. That cannot happen as long as William Ruto is president. That is why we're all saying he must be one term so that we get our country back on track. We engaged with the IEBC as the alternative government a few weeks ago. Amongst the concerns we raised were certain irreducible minimums. One of those was that the CEO and the entire team that bungled the last election, headed by Marjan, must go. Indeed, they were able to terminate Marjan's contract, but that is not enough. We're telling IEBC our second irreducible minimum was mathematics. That discredited Venezuelan technology that has been put in question in the US, and latest evidence shows that the credibility of that technology is questionable, and it will affect the integrity of our elections. We cannot afford another bungled election in our country. So even from Makueni here, we want to demand that our second irreducible minimum is termination of this mathematics contract. And since IEBC has not responded, we've gone ahead and filed a case in court. We intend to pursue this matter. And we ask the Honorable, the Chief Justice, to fast track and to prioritize all matters touching on elections. As we speak, the first step by IEBC now is the mass voter registration. The third reducible minimum, we said, we demanded from IEBC a clear roadmap. After the next 30 days, you've done the mass voter registration. What next? We're entering the month of April. You had said by end of March, during our meeting, you are going to host a stakeholders conference where you will present to us a clear roadmap. Beginning 10th of August 2027, working backwards. There are constitutional timelines, there are statutory deadlines that must be complied with. So we would like to demand, even as you embark on this mass voter registration, Chairman Ethicon and your commission, that we must engage as soon as possible in the next 14 days so that we look at that roadmap, even as the mass voter registration is going on, so that we're able to address the concerns, not just arising from the exercise that began yesterday, but arising from our meeting and the concerns we raised at the alternative government. We want to say we welcome the mass voter registration by IEBC that kicked off yesterday. We were able to look at what was happening in this part of the country, to interact with registration officers here. We've also been getting reports across the country in all the 47 counties. And we want to embrace the Tuko Card initiative by our young people. We're seeing the turnout is very, very impressive. And we want to encourage our Gen Z to come out in large numbers in this county and in the whole country so that they can prepare to be part of that historic election that is coming, that will see the first president to become a one-term president being William Samoei Ruto.
Even as our young people come up with their own design program of encouraging each other to register as voters by the clarion call of Nico Kandi. William Ruto mistakenly, again, mistakenly assumed it was just like another song of two term. So he also said he's Nico Kandi. Only to be reminded by the young people that actually his, and I like thanking my brother Rigathi Gachagua, told him he's a red one. So suddenly he has coiled, amerudisha mkia kwa miguu, because he realized that he was jumping on the wrong bandwagon. Ile Kandi, for him, is a red one, which means 10th of August, back to Suhoi. But there are many reasons we've said as the alternative government, which is what we are supposed to be, to point out what government is not doing or what it is doing wrongly we pointed out that William Ruto, in your desperate effort to cling to office, you have denigrated the sanctity of national identification documents, such as the national identity card and the passport, by issuing the Kenyan passport or authorizing the issuance of Kenyan passport to criminals in Sudan, the RSF. The moment Kenyans and the Auditor General raised a flag about those very tiny things that were being paid for in Mandera, in Wajir, that never existed, suddenly that screen is no longer available to Kenyans. It's no wonder then that attempts are being made to acquire Nairobi Hospital, so that now, even if you are told huge sums of money are being paid in Nairobi Hospital, you will not question. That is the thinking and the mindset of one William Kipchirchir Arap Ruto.